Hello everyone. Today I am going to share with you a very interesting story. 10 questions for a homeopath by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Well, this is a true story which happened in the life of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann in the month of June 1834 when he was staying in Cothen, Germany. You can read this story in the books Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, His Life and Work, written by Dr. Richard Hale, Volume 2. Dr. Steinestell of Stuttgart was a self-proclaimed homeopath who had gained the protection from the king, as well as he has made a few cures also. But the Board of Health of Stuttgart was against him and wanted to persecute him and wanted to throw him out of Stuttgart, as he was unable to show evidences that he had the right to practice homeopathy. So, accordingly, Dr. Steinestell wrote a letter to Dr. Samuel Hahnemann and requested him to give him a testimony so that he can practice homeopathy. And in reference, he had given few names of some homeopathic physicians who were practicing in Paris, Switzerland and Baden. In reply to the letter of Dr. Steinestell, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann had given him 10 questions and told him that if he is able to answer these 10 questions, he may think of giving him a approval letter. So let us see what happened. So Dr. Hahnemann has replied, "Dear Mr. Steinestell, I have much pleasure in making your acquaintance, and in answer to your request I put the following questions to you, and from your answers to them I shall be able to judge of your capability to practice homeopathy and to treat patients of all kinds. Question number 1. What course does the true homeopathic physician pursue in order to ascertain the disease symptoms, and consequently what does he treat him for? Question number 2. Why does the name of a disease not suffice to instruct the physician as to what he has to do to cure the patient? Why, for instance, should he not give at once cinchona bark when the patient tells him that he has a temperature, as the allopath does? Third question. How does the true physician learn what each medicine is useful for, and consequently in what particular disease condition it will help and cure? Fourth question. Why does the true physician view with horror the mingling together of several medicinal substances in one prescription ordered for a patient? Question number 5. Why does the true physician consider it an abomination to see blood drawn from a patient, whether by venesection or blood-sucking leeches or by cupping glasses? Question number 6. Why is it an abomination for the true physician to see poppy juice prescribed by the allopaths for all sorts of pains, for diarrhea or for sleeplessness? Question number 7. Why does the homeopath prepare gold, plumbago, lycopodium pollen, culinary salt, etc. by triturating them for hours with a non-medicinal substance, such as sugar of milk, and by shaking a small dissolved portion of them with water and alcohol, which process is called potentizing? Question number 8. Why must the true physician not give his patients medicine for one single symptom, that is, for a single morbid sensation? Question number 9. When the true physician has given the patient a small dose of medicine which has been selected by reason to its similarity to the most characteristic symptom of the disease, that is to say, a medicine capable of itself to produce a similar disease in a healthy organism, and the disease has been successful as might naturally be expected, when will it be time again for him to give another dose of medicine? How does he then pursue what medicine he ought to give? And last question. Why can the homeopathic medicines never be dispensed by the apothecary without injury to the public? So these were the 10 questions asked by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Further he writes, when you have replied to these questions for me in writing, I shall be able to judge if you are a true homeopathic practitioner. So these were the 10 questions and this was his reply. And in reply to this letter of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, Dr. Steinestell never replied to Dr. Hahnemann about this answered these 10 questions. This letter was written by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann on 20th June 1834 when he was staying in Cothen. So this incident proved that Dr. Steinestell was a swindler. He was not a homeopathic physician. So these 10 questions are still applicable for those so-called homeopaths who proclaim themselves as a true practitioner of homeopathy? If you are able to answer these 10 questions, you may call yourself a true practitioner of homeopathy. Thank you very much for listening.